I am not going to pretend to be a professional. I am far from it. But you don't get any better by not doing it, so that's what we're doing. What we got here today is a backing plate out of my brother's car. He's redoing the brakes and stuff. He had a question about some wear. Now, on the 60s, 70s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, anywhere, they're getting old enough now that they're starting to wear. You'll see excessive wear on these lower pads, and as you work your way up, there's a little bit more wear. Most people think that they need to be replaced. I mean, simply all you need to do is weld these up, grind them flat again, make sure they're fairly flat and level because the shoe's right on them. And some people wonder, well, how come it always makes the marks down here at the bottom and not so much at the top? Because there's very little ones at the top. Well, if you think about it, the shoes are always spreading up here, so they're not riding in the same spot all the time. Down here, the star wheel is what holds this side of the shoe apart, and it really doesn't move other than when the star wheel adjusts. So these shoes are constantly pivoting back and forth like this down here, and they're just digging and digging and digging because all your pressures, your movement's actually up here at the top, and the harder you press your brake, the more the shoe gets pushed against the drum, and it'll start here and it'll start coming around. So this is essentially just pivoting back and forth, back and forth, back and forth in a roundabout way. You can see how this one's a lot deeper than this one. There's a good chance that maybe this wheel cylinder was partially froze on this side and not on this side, so this shoe was doing a lot more work. It's hard to say. This side, this being a driver's side backing plate, this is also the front shoe, so this would have the emergency brake cable on it. So this one, theoretically, I would think, I'd have to look at it again, put together. Maybe it's the shoe when you apply the emergency brake that moves more than this one. I don't know. It's one of the... Anyways, it's obvious that this shoe was definitely doing a lot more movement than this one was, judging by the wear. But we can fix this. It's not a big deal. Just run a bead in there, grind her off nice and flat, and she'll be good to go. I've done this before. Works perfectly fine. No sense in throwing this stuff away. We can fix it. Some of these you can't even find. This being out of a 69.5 70 Maverick, got the 8-inch in it out of a slightly later Comet. This stuff is getting a little harder to find these days. Used to find these cars stacked like cordwood in the junkyards, and that's not really the case much anymore. So anyways, let me get the welder set up. I'm in my dad's shop, so we get things kind of somewhat organized, cleaned up, anyways, we'll be right back. Alright, just fair warning, this welder right here, that welder is a Northern Industrial, I think. It and I don't have a very good history. It doesn't like me and I don't like it. I think it knows I have a Lincoln, so it's jealous. I think. I don't know. Dad seemed to have pretty good luck with it. I usually fight this thing. So it hates me, I hate it. It's a pretty good relationship. So we'll see what happens here. It might be interesting. Plus I'm not a real fan of this gargantuan gun. I got a small Tweako in mine, which I like. This cruise liner of a handle, it's a typical big handle. So anyways, let's see if we can do something with this. Doesn't look too stupid. Get some more gas. better. I can deal with that. Better. Trying not to make it so that it bubbles up so high like I started on that one. You don't need to be burning through 20 discs on this thing. I'm just filling the groove. So that was a little bit better. Slow it down just a touch more. Believe me when I say I am not an ace welder by any stretch. I'm pretty sure I'm effing things up and people are screaming through the TV screen as we speak. Or the computer monitor or whatever you're watching through. I am not going to pretend to be a professional. I am far from it. But you don't get any better by not doing it, so that's what we're doing. I think I got some dirt on this Somebody smart would have cleaned these before starting this. That somebody obviously is not me. Now let's try it. Definitely not my greatest. Not my worst. Alright, I started off with a 3-inch, but it's way too big. I was hitting the sides of this thing, and no matter how hard I tried to keep it angled the right way, I kept hitting the side here. So I found this, found one of the old man's cheapy Harbor Freight jobbies, and he had a 2-inch arbor and a couple discs. So I might have to go home, and I got one of these at home with a few discs, so I may have to get those tomorrow. But we'll work on this a bit. At least till I got disc that lasts. Not sure what grit this is. I mean, it feels pretty coarse, so I might leave that there and then come back. I think I got some finer grits. I'll come back and clean that up with something a little bit finer, because these other two I have. And that one might be a little finer. I can't tell. Yeah, see, it says like 30 grit. Holy crap. Yeah, we don't need to be taking too much material off of that. I'll get a shoe from him tomorrow and lay it in here and make sure that these are sitting nice and level. But that's how you fix them up and make them nice and smooth again. Burn through it pretty good. You can see I got some penetration in a few of them. That should work. I'll get the shoes tested in there and make sure they're not wiggling around or wobbling around or anything weird. Number 2, same thing. We'll try and clean these out a little bit better this time. Maybe we'll get a little bit better weld out of it. Nothing to it. I mean, it's not rocket science. You just set the shoe in there and make sure she doesn't wiggle around. You know, you have to take a little off here, off there. You can put some marking paint on there and rub it a little bit. Some ink or something like that, or even white grease if you need to. Just something you can rub it and make sure that it's contacting all these pads relatively even, and then you're good to go. You know, like I said, it's not rocket science. Just basically putting back metal that once was there, and, and obviously they don't have to be like dead nuts on because it was operating with it creating grooves. You know what I mean? I mean, he had no problems with his brakes. He just seen this when he took it apart and thought something he should repair, which, you know, he's right. It needed to be repaired. Get ahead of myself. There, this time I cleaned it out a little bit better. I should really get some welds in there. What I should have probably done the first time on the other one. Oops. I pulled some wire speed out of it to try to get it to lay down a little more. I don't know if that's working. I have to put as much material. I was making a big mess with the other one. So, I don't know. Maybe it's working a little bit. Like I said, I am not an expert. These ones turn out a little bit better. Feel better. Yeah, that one turned out really nice. The other one I think is going to need a little touch up. But the grit that I was using, once it's wore down, definitely did a much better job. So it probably feels like 60 or 80 or 100 right now. I think it might have started off as a 60. It definitely feels like 80 or 100. I think that did better on the final. I'll have him bring me over some brake shoes tomorrow, and I'll test them on there. I mean, there you have it. It's roughed in. I'll clean it all when I'm done, but you see I left that one. There was really hardly anything there. But if I need to, if these are, I can shave these down, or, you know, like I said, I'll set the shoe down on there and make sure it isn't tilting around. But that's how, you know, there's your repair. Like I said, this one isn't bad. It doesn't feel like there's nothing catching at all. It just starts to rub a little bit, but, you know, that's how you fix that stuff. Sometimes you can't buy new, sometimes you don't need to buy new. You know? Just weld her up, mill her down with the old grinder. Alright, well, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a long day.